Here we are, guys, back with some more SBF BlackTop. This time we got Ben Adams taking on the Isaiah Thomas out of Duke. Alongside me tonight, calling this game, we got Kenners.
It is I, Lion, Kenneth Michael, Kenneth Dwayne, the NCAA commish, whatever alias you know me as. I am here and I'm excited to watch this.
What about Kenners?
Nope.
Well, that's what we all call you now.
We'll discuss it.
All right, well, Lion, before the match started, made it very clear he thinks Ben Adams will dominate this game. Let's see if he's right. As Isaiah gets to the rim and lays it up. That's what I was talking about. Without having the steal ability or the block ability or any ability to rebound whatsoever, I don't think Ben Adams can win this.
He's saying the exact things I said before we started.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, everybody's hearing it here first. I think Isaiah Thomas will win because Ben Adams' weaknesses are steal, block, and rebounding. That's just bad for a 1v1 game.
And post hook.
And post hook. Took it right out of my mouth. What a rebound from Isaiah Thomas. This is something, we've talked a lot about these players individually. That's why I'm happy to do these 1v1s. Isaiah Thomas, it doesn't really have an active user right now. At one point he was. He's still in the league. Still checks in from time to time. But Isaiah is still 76 overall. No attribute points have been grinded for him. But this guy plays at such a high level. He can rebound, he can score, he can defend, he can facilitate. He can literally do it all for Duke. I would love to see Isaiah Thomas actually develop, wouldn't you?
Oh, I definitely would, because what he's been doing at Duke so far, we've seen some really nice upset wins from the combo of Khan and Thomas to start the season, and the additions of Travis and Bailey later in the year has made them genuine competitors.
Wait a second. Do you want to recant what you said?
Isaiah Thomas, Khan, Travis, and Bailey?
Travis and Bailey are at UCLA.
Well, I messed up. I was thinking of UCLA entirely.
Yeah, but you are right. I get why you got the blue teams mixed up. But you are right. Duke did add another player recently. Who was it? Was it Mojo?
It was Mojo. But yeah. What I do stand by everything I said about UCLA. I just had the logo wrong in front. Because UCLA has been the ones that have been having those big upsets.
Yeah.
Duke, however, has been the combo of Jabari and Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
And those two together, they usually go back and forth with like one person trying to take over the game. And when they're both clicking at the same time, we've seen them get wins over some of the better teams in the league.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said at the beginning here, Ben Adams not being able to play defense, not being able to steal, not being able to block, not being able to post hook, not being able to rebound, I don't think there's any chance he wins this. I know you disagree with what I'm saying, but I feel strongly about it.
I've always been on the side of Isaiah Thomas.
And like I said from the beginning, Ben Adams is not going to win this game, as he just missed two easy layups there. Isaiah breakaway layup, that's good. Up by 2 points now. Let's talk about Duke. They added Mojo. Mojo's been grinding some points. He's putting the work in. He's doing everything right. Is there a chance Duke can make a comeback with only 3 players and potentially knock off some of these 5-player teams in the tournament?
I think they're going to be hard-pressed to try to compete with players like Honcho, Collinsworth, Robinson down low.
Oof, yeah.
So that is my biggest concern, is potentially not being able to recruit a big man down low. But we have definitely seen teams without those big men compete. I mean, we ended up seeing the best big man in the draft last year, Steve Carter, end up winning the whole thing with a natty. But the other end of on the other end, Ohio won without any big men. It was 2 guards,
Now
and they got to the championship
on the
game.
other side of things, looking at Ben Adams here, the story of Ben Adams is quite sad, honestly. The controller is Jay Blinko. Jay was not going to create a college player this season. Amar Bryant talks Jay into creating Ben Adams. Ben joins Amar at Norfolk State, and literally days later, Amar declares for the Pro League and opts out of NCAA. So Ben
Leaving
Adams,
him by his lonesome.
so then the guy that Jay didn't want to create was then left at Norfolk State, a college Jay has no ties to, by himself. Jay then put in some work, recruited Grease Lightning. He's here now. Can't wait to see him in the tournament. And do you think the duo of Grease and Ben have any chance in the NCAA this season?
The reason I think they do have a chance is if Greece can start improving their player and become a formidable point guard, maybe try to get some of the AI players involved and make them better. Ben Adams has the ability to go off for 40 at any night.
Didn't he put up a 70 burger?
Something like that. Something crazy. He is up there alongside of players like Kai Williams and Jacob McCall who can go off for big numbers on any given night.
I mean, so we're talking about Isaiah Thomas here. We're talking about Ben Adams. Going back to Isaiah Thomas brings up a good conversational topic. Players that are fantastic, like, because building your player, that's step one. Step two is grinding your player. Getting attribute points to make your player better. So you need both of the two steps to be successful in a league like the SBF. So going back to my original question, Isaiah Thomas is one of many players of people who are in the league, created a player, but don't necessarily grind for attribute points. Do you have 3 players off the top of your head that you just wish they would grind attribute points because you think their build is so special that, and you can include Isaiah Thomas if he's one of your top 3?
I mean, I think he's definitely up there. I think I've noticed that you've been in love with Isaiah Thomas for a long time, and I started to pay more attention to him because of it, and I absolutely see why. Because if he could become more consistent with his scoring, increase some of his attributes, get a couple of badges here and there, I think potentially you have a mid-round guy that could become a steal. Or not a mid-round guy, a middle of the first round kind of guy, potentially, that could be a steal.
So what's your list of 3 in what order? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first if you'd like.
Off the top of my head, number 1, I'm going to go start at 3. Number 3, Shane Thompson. The build is just working for Shane. Catch and shoot guys are hard to create because for some reason they always end up wanting to drive. They always end up wanting to do other things. And Shane Thompson, they did it. They have a catch and shoot guy that's playing so well, and they have no desire to improve at all. So Shane is in the Discord. It is my sister. I will force her to grind attribute points once in a while when I can. But Shane has a build that I think could be a future Hall of Fame build if she would be active. Number 2 in my list, probably Sal Q Joe Murr.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Q Joe Murr averaging like 15 assists a game at the center position?
I think it's down to like 11 now, but that's still, I think, 8 or 9 above the next highest center.
Yeah, Sal Q Joe Murr, Discord user is Liam McQueen, active, has shown up to some premieres, does have some attribute points, but has not applied them yet. Very interesting strategy to earn the points and not use them, but I mean they're there. I'm putting him in this list for now but could be removed from the list shortly if he decides to start upgrading. Next, number 1 for me is Isaiah Thomas. I have a absolute love for Isaiah Thomas. His build, his name, everything about what Isaiah Thomas stands for, and I want Isaiah to be good. Do you have 3?
I think I do. I'm going to go with number 3 on my list is Shane Thompson because we've seen the scoring potential from from their character early in the year. When before Kai Williams went to MSU, that scorer was Shane Thompson, and they were doing it very effectively.
Yep.
And number 2, I'm going to go with Clint Westwood.
Yeah.
Clint Westwood was one of the earliest players made for the draft, and we haven't seen any upgrades out of them. And to be honest, they haven't been a huge part of their team, but when I do see Clint Westwood play, he's the kind of power forward that I absolutely love to see. He doesn't exactly have a jump shot, he's more of a mid-range post-up kind of guy, but he loves to go coast to coast for some reason, and he's very good at it. What he likes to do is he likes to work off of the pick and roll and let the guard set him screens and try to facilitate a little bit. But what he likes to do is directly go towards the rim. And I think that kind of player you could see in like a Champ Hansen just without the athleticism. Like those are the kind of forwards that I like on my team. So Westwood would be one that I'd like to see upgraded. And I also have to go my number 1 with Isaiah Thomas. And I think you're seeing why here with some of what we've seen out of Isaiah. The game, the name, everything about him.
I want to change some of my answers.
Sure.
I want a new number 1 to be Devontae Bradshaw. The dude's MVP race with no upgrades.
That is true. I also want to change mine from Shane.
Devontae Bradshaw is a madman. He's still in the Discord. He's definitely active on Discord. For those of you that don't know, Devontae Bradshaw runs a wrestling promotion on the side that I'm a part of. Does a very
fantastic promotion.
And that is where his focus is. He has attended some live premieres. He's gotten some points, so he does have the ability to put something into Devontae. Just hasn't yet. I would love to see him absolutely load up.
Yeah, that is true. I completely forgot about Devontae. I don't know how I could have with how good he's been.
Well, I think the reason we didn't think of him for this list was because he's so good that you would think that they are upgrading him.
Yeah, like you would assume that, oh, okay, he must have been upgraded a few times. But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, another one that technically I think qualifies for this list right now is Grayson Pierre. I don't think he's had many upgrades, has he?
It's been a while, but there has been a little bit of focus to him. I have a feeling we could see more points put into Pierre near the end of the season. Oh, wow. The recovery to stop the one-handed dunk there. That was just hustled by Ben Adams, realizing he's down 1 point, a few points away from this game being over.
One thing that I'm very disappointed in Ben Adams for, watching this game, is that Ben Adams is not shooting the 3. There's been multiple times where he clears the paint, gets to the line, has some time, and doesn't shoot it.
And I think that might just be where the liability is in his game, is when he plays, he doesn't create his own shots. He likes to get screens off the ball, he likes to spread the floor, and he likes to cut, and a lot of that doesn't translate to this tournament.
Who's your pick to win each position group? Point guard, who's your pick?
Oh, that one's tough. I mean, I can't go anyone other than Alessandro Carter.
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard. That one's tough. You know what? I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with Juan Jose.
Small forward.
Small forward. I want to say Austin King.
Power forward.
Power forward. I want to say... Oh, that one's tough. I'm gonna go Cayman Cider.
Center.
Man, that one's tough. There's a lot of good centers in this league. For me, it's between Cedric Collinsworth and Josh Robinson.
Got a pick.
I'm gonna go with Robinson. What are your picks?
Point guard, Kai. There's
Ooh.
no way Kai loses this 1v1. His ability to create a shot off the dribble is unmatched in this league. Alessandro Carter, he likes to drive. I definitely think Alessandro Carter would be a tough contest, but I have no doubt Kai's going to win this 1v1 for point guards. Shooting guard, I'm going to go Juan. I think the 3 and D for Juan Jose is going to be too much for anybody to handle. The only person that might be able to compare is Chalk Thunder.
Yeah, and Juan is deceptively good at driving with the ball and finishing through contact.
Yeah. Small forward, I'm going to go Ray Cortez. I think Cortez being able to dominate the paint is going to prove to be too much for Austin King.
Ooh, that's true. I could see that.
Power forward, I agree with you on Cayman Cider. I think his speed is going to be too much for the other power forwards to keep up with. Center, I'm going to go with, and this is going to surprise some people, I'm going to go with a Clint Westwood for the same reason I went with Cayman Cider, was Clint Westwood's speed. I think he's going to be able to just outrun the other centers. Like, think about Josh Robinson. How is Josh going to keep up with Clint Westwood? Now, I mean, Clint Westwood could make me eat my words if Clint Westwood decides to try to play aggressive back down offense. But if Clint plays the way I'm hoping Clint plays, like you said earlier, Clint likes to go coast to coast. Clint likes to handle the ball. He can do that. So if he just runs around the arc and just out sprints Robinson, that's why I think Clint Westwood could win it.
I do agree that if he goes to the play style that we know him to do, I could see him being an upset special kind of guy. My biggest disagreement on that list is going to be with Kai Williams. As great of a scorer as Kai is, I've noticed most of what I've seen from Kai creating his own shots have come when he can get his teammates hot, he can get screens, he can get a little bit of space. But I've seen him shoot himself into too many ruts, and I don't have the confidence that he's going to be able to get through the stifling defense of Alessandro Carter.
I think Kai's step back jumper is going to flatten Carter and going to make you eat a Hershey sandwich.
Well, I don't want to do that, so I hope you're wrong.
All right, let's do this. Top 3 fast food chains.
All right, that's tough. That's a tough one.
Hurry.
All right, they're getting close to game point. Number 3, Taco Bell. You cannot preclude Taco Bell from this list. It's not an all-the-time one, but it's one that you just can't remove from the list. It's got too many options, rotating menus. Number 2, you've got KFC. KFC has the famous bowl.
Whoa, do
That's
we
all you
count
need.
KFC on this list?
Yes,
They're
It's
so good that I don't even know if you count them as fast food. Skip, no KFC.
All right, no KFC.
Too healthy.
Too healthy. Number 2, we're going to go with the tried and true McDonald's. They got the Big Mac. That is a powerhouse food. And they also have their weirdly good Sprite that I don't understand. And their classic fries.
They do have good Sprite.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But they do.
Number 1.
And number 1 is...
How do you not know?
I just started naming stuff that I like.
Oh, I was just saying, you came up with 3 and 2 so quick. I was like, damn.
Let's go with Dairy Queen.
Wow.
Yes, that is going to catch people by surprise, but they have so many options with their different ice creams, with their shakes, with their blizzards. And they have a good selection of rotisserie chicken, barbecue chicken wraps. They have onion rings. They have tons of options: cheese, curd, shrimp. They have any situation. They got cheeseburgers. They got flame burgers.
You
They got everything you could need.
eat too much Dairy Queen.
We have a Dairy Queen in my town. Hey, I know the menu, okay?
I know. All right. For me, number 3, I'm going to have to go with the same one that you said, and I'm going to go with Taco Bell at number 3. Remember, guys, the game is win by 2.
Win by 2.
I'm going to go with Taco Bell at number 3. I agree with that. Number 2, I'm going to have to slap you in the face with a Fazoli's.
Ooh, that one's tough.
Their spaghetti, their pizza baked spaghetti just gets my mouth watering. Oh my gosh. The Fazoli's that's near me has one of those nice pop machines where I can get multiple flavors. I can get myself a raspberry cherry Dr. Pepper. I gotta hurry because they just won. The number 1 on my list is Culver's. I love their butter burgers.
Their butter burgers are good.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. Catch you guys in the next one.